everyone. Welcome to this week's live. I'm so excited that this week I will be talking about some of my favorite wellness products. If you haven't been able to join us the past 2 weeks, I'm getting on here every single Monday at 6:30 p.m. PST to talk about some of my favorite products in all different kinds of categories. I've talked a little bit about fashion and summer styling tips. Last week, I had the pleasure of talking about some products that I love from Indie Lee, which is a clean skincare brand. And this week I will be focusing on some wellness products that I'm loving. The brands I'll be focusing on today are Kofo Beverages, PF Candle Company, and Vital Proteins. And a little bit about my background as well, if you're not familiar with me, and if you are, thank you so much for being here. My name is Martina, and from 9 to 5, I work as an influencer marketing manager at a skincare company called CocoKind, and I'm super passionate about skincare and beauty, wellness, fashion, and sustainability. So it's really my pleasure that I get to join every week and talk about some products that I love and companies that I love that have values that I align with. So I'm actually going to kick it off talking about the Vital Proteins Matcha Collagen Peptides. And I'm going to send that right now in the audience that you can take a look. Okay, great. So I just sent that over. So Vital Proteins is a really incredible brand that makes all sorts of different wellness products. And mostly of what I use of theirs is their different collagen peptide options. And this one's my absolute favorite because it combines it with another favorite beverage of mine, which is matcha. But a little bit about collagen in general, since 2 of the products I'm talking about today center around collagen and the benefits of collagen. So just kind of high level, collagen can be derived either from bovine or seafood, and this one is a bovine collagen, and collagen helps support a couple things. One is your bone health, as well as your joints and ligaments, so it helps strengthen those, and it's also something that your body creates naturally, so it's organically derived and something that is like bio-created, but sometimes your body just needs a boost of that. So it really helps with bone and joint support and ligament support. It also helps with your skin. So it can help improve dryness, and I have super dry skin, so for me that's really important. And it can also help with your skin's elasticity and your overall glow. If your skin is less dry, it's gonna look more fresh and dewy and glowy. So I actually drink a form of collagen every single day, and I kind of switch up what sort of beverage that I'm doing. But I'm definitely a huge beverage person. I wake up and have coffee, but also like to have like different products throughout the day, and different beverages, whether that's tea or tea with collagen or a superfood beauty latte or anything like that. So for this one from Vital Proteins, not only does it have collagen, which has all those amazing benefits that I just talked a little bit about, but it also has matcha, which has some awesome benefits as well. It's full of antioxidants, which are really great for your body, and it actually has, I believe, 137 more antioxidants than like typical green tea. So it really has a ton of great benefits. It does have caffeine, I will note. The Vital Proteins Matcha Collagen specifically, I think, has 50 milligrams of caffeine per serving. So that's less than you would find in a regular cup of coffee. I think a cup of coffee is closer to 140 milligrams of caffeine. Hi, whoever just joined. If you just joined me, I'm just chatting about the Vital Proteins Matcha Collagen and all the amazing benefits of collagen. Really quickly, for anyone who missed it, their collagen is really incredible for supporting your bone health, your joint health, your ligaments, and it also helps with your skin's elasticity and dryness, and kind of helps improve the glow. And then matcha, which is an added benefit of this super yummy collagen, also provides antioxidants for the body and a little bit of caffeine. If you're someone who doesn't necessarily really like coffee, but still likes having, a little bit of a caffeinated beverage in the morning, or if you're like me where caffeine like ain't no thing and just doesn't impact you at all. Hi, Brooke. Thank you for joining. If you're like me where caffeine like just doesn't impact you at all any time of day, this might work for you at like any time of day, and you might like it a little better than coffee. So I'm actually going to make some right now and sip on it while we chat and just show you how I like to put together my matcha using the Vital Proteins matcha collagen, which should be presented to the audience. Hi. Also, if anyone has any questions as I go, feel free to drop them in the chat and I will answer them as soon as I see them pop up on the screen. But really quickly, so I'm just going to make this Vital Proteins matcha. The smell, I would say, just smells like a classic matcha. And the nice thing about this collagen option is if you are a beginner with collagen or don't necessarily love the taste, it blends it super well with the matcha so that you don't necessarily taste just collagen. I'll talk a little bit about the taste of unflavored collagen and the benefits of that when I get to the next product, because I also use that all the time. But I'm just going to take a little scoop of the Vital Proteins matcha, and I'm going to put it in my matcha bowl. You don't need to have an official matcha mixing bowl to make matcha, but it does help. And I'm going to put in about a teaspoon, maybe a little bit more than a teaspoon. I just use like a normal wooden spoon. And then I'm going to have some hot matcha now. I do recommend, even if you want to have it cold, it does mix best into hot water to help the collagen and the matcha dissolve. So if you're going to do a cold matcha, you'll still want to do a little bit of hot water to whisk it up, and then you can add in your cold water or milk or whatever you like to do, non-dairy milk, or you can add it into hot water. I'm doing hot water. It's really cold in San Francisco, so I want to have a warm beverage. So I'm going to put a little bit of hot water into the matcha powder, just a little bit, enough to whisk it and help it dissolve. So again, like I said, you really want to get it to dissolve so that you don't necessarily get any like chunks of the powder. Just going to whisk it. If you don't have a matcha whisk, that's totally fine. Ina Garden would probably say if you don't have name brand, store-bought is fine. But you can use a whisk or a fork or honestly anything. You can just stir it. Since it's not just matcha, it dissolves a lot more easily than matcha powder, which sometimes sticks together. Also, ingredients on this are super clean and really doesn't have much to it. It is just the green tea powder for the matcha, the bovine collagen, and then coconut water powder, but no added sugar or anything added at all. So I'm just going to whisk it up and it'll just look like a little green liquid. And then I'm going to mix it into the rest of the cup is full of hot water. I'm just going to dump it in to help dilute it. You could just have, a little bit of water. It's really however you want it, how strong to be. And you can also add sweetener or milk or creamer, non-dairy milk, anything you like. So now I have here my Vital Proteins collagen matcha powder to sip on while we chat. But it's super yummy. It's really hot, so I can't take a sip yet, but let me try actually. Okay, it's less hot than I thought. It's actually fine. But it just honestly tastes like regular matcha. If you're not familiar with the taste of matcha, it's a green tea. It's a little bit more earthy. If you're a beginner, sometimes you want to add a little bit of sweetener to it, which is super yummy, or make a matcha latte and add a little bit of non-dairy milk. I like to use coconut milk creamer from Trader Joe's, and it makes it super yummy. And then just some background facts on some of the benefits in addition to what I shared earlier. It does have 50 milligrams of caffeine. It has 10 grams of collagen. It has 50 calories per serving and 9 grams of protein and then 2 grams of sugar. So it's also a really great way to get some protein into your diet if you struggle getting protein into your diet. I am not a vegetarian, but I don't love a ton of meat products myself. So I do kind of struggle to get good forms of protein into my diet without having like too many soy-based products. So this collagen for me is a daily staple for making sure that I get, a good amount of protein and help with my bone health and bone density, which if anyone in the audience is a woman is like super, super important to have, healthy bones and get some calcium in as well. So that's a little bit about the Vital Proteins Matcha Collagen. And as I said, if there's any questions as I go, please drop them in the chat so I can take a look. And if anyone has just joined, I've been chatting a little bit about the Vital Proteins Matcha Collagen. Collagen has so many amazing benefits, but the main two are that it supports bone health as well as your joints and ligaments, helps make them nice and strong. And the Vital Proteins Matcha Collagen is derived from bovine collagen. And it also helps with skin elasticity and kind of helps improve glow and with your dryness, which for me is like probably my number one skin concern is dryness. So super, super great product. Now I'm going to shift gears and talk about another collagen option for anyone who maybe wants something that's unflavored and a little bit more versatile versus like having to drink it as a matcha. So the next brand is Kofo Provisions, which I will present now. There we go. So I just sent Kofo Provisions. And for anyone who hasn't joined one of these live streams before, something super fun just for you guys is that every time you join me, you will get 15% off any of the products that we're chatting about anytime during the live stream and up to 30 minutes after the live stream ends. So if you are interested in buying anything from Vital Proteins or Kofo or PF Candle Company, this is the time to do it because you'll get that special discount for joining me. But okay, so we're going to chat a little bit about Kofo. So this brand was new to me and it's super, super cool. Hi, Tiff, who just joined. We are just talking about Kofo Provisions Marine Collagen, and we just finished talking about the matcha collagen from Vital Proteins, which is a great option for collagen for anyone who loves matcha or wants to have it in sort of like a more flavored way. But this is, I have the unflavored, which for me is kind of an essential. And the reason I really like an unflavored collagen, which if it sounds daunting, it's not, is that it's super versatile and you can put it in literally anything. It's a super fine powder. Something I actually really love about this one specifically is the powder is a lot more fine than any other collagen that I've tried. I'm not sure if they just ground it up better or if it's a product of it being, this is a marine collagen, so it's derived from fish versus this one that's bovine derived. But it's super, super light, so it absorbs super quickly and it also mixes up really quickly. For anyone who hasn't had collagen before, it's not something you would really want to drink in just plain water because it does have like an unflavored Jello taste or something like that. And so I wouldn't really recommend drinking it by itself, but I do really like putting it in honestly anything. So with the unflavored option, what's really, really cool is you can put it in your smoothies, you can put it in your tea, you can put it in your soup, you can put it in any sort of superfood latte or coffee. You can put it in a matcha if you have a regular matcha, but you do have the unflavored and you want to put it in there. You could honestly put it in anything. And I actually do oftentimes put it in things that I'm baking. So I'll put it in some like protein pancakes or cookies, brownies, honestly anything. And it doesn't impact the usage or absorption of the product. So for anyone who just joined and didn't hear kind of the benefits of collagen, you're going to get the same benefits from either kind of collagen or any kind of collagen you have. But there's a couple things that makes this one unique specifically. But overall, what's really cool about collagen is that it helps with your bone health, as well as your joints and ligaments, and it also helps with your skin's elasticity. So if you have dry skin or want to kind of improve your overall glow or complexion, daily collagen use can really help with that. And it's also a really great source of protein that's easy for your body to absorb. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat and I'll answer them as soon as I go. But really cool about Kofo, so it is a female-founded company, which is super cool, and I'm always excited to, support a company that is female-founded. But the company is female-founded, and the founder actually had celiac and was struggling to get just like the proper nutrition into her diet and nutrients and making sure that her body could absorb those easily and comfortably. And that's kind of where she got the idea to start this company. And for her, sustainability and giving back is also a huge part of the kind of hi to anyone who just joined, is a huge part of why she built the company. So Kofo actually donates a percentage of all of their gross sales every single quarter to different kind of organizations that help give back to community in environmental settings. So I'll name the ones that they're donating to right now. So right now they're working with Cultina Urban Gardens Youth Project, Leave No Trace for any backpackers. Leave No Trace is like a huge organization that does amazing things to make sure that people basically aren't littering in any natural spaces. Women's Wilderness and Colorado Food Share. So they partner specifically with organizations that give back to communities and the outdoors. So if you do choose to shop anything from Kofo today, you also will be donating essentially to these organizations, which I think is super, super cool. And again, always really, really great to, support a company that's female founded and is doing things to give back. But a couple other things about Kofo. So they actually use hydrologized marine collagen. So the difference with marine collagen versus a bovine collagen, like Vital Proteins, is it is a little bit easier for your body to absorb. I don't know the exact science behind why that is, but basically the way that the collagen is put together is just really easy for your body to absorb. So if you're newer to collagen, that might be a great option for you, just to make sure you're like getting all the nutrients and potential goodness out of it. I'm going to take a sip on my matcha that I made a bit ago as well. But Kofo does have a couple flavored options. I believe they have like a lemony or citrus one, as well as a chocolate one. But I really like I mentioned, I really, really like the unflavored option. I think it's super, super versatile and easy to use. It dissolves really, really quickly. This one in particular is like the fastest dissolving, collagen that I've ever used. So highly, highly recommend finding one that's easy to mix into other things. Let me see if I forgot anything. Oh, and then health background on this one. So it is 45 calories per serving versus the Vital Proteins, which was 50 calories per serving. This one also has a little bit more protein. So it's 12 grams of protein versus 9. And then this one doesn't have any sugar, because the sugar in this one comes from the coconut water powder, which does add a little bit of sugar to it. So this one does have a little bit more protein, a tiny bit less calories. But again, both of them are really, really great products. It kind of just depends what you're looking for in your collagen. This one's like just a really fun delight to drink. And it has matcha, which has kind of an added layer of benefits that you wouldn't get necessarily from a plain collagen. So it has the added benefits of matcha, and it also has, you can drink it on its own. You don't really have to think about how to use it. You really just get to make your matcha and enjoy. And then this one, you can really put it into anything that you're eating. The only thing you probably wouldn't want to put it in is like a salad or a sandwich. But you could easily put it in anything liquid, any sort of baked good, to make sure that you're, supporting your bone health and your skin's elasticity and overall complexion and glow, as well as getting some protein into your diet. So it's really, really easy to use. And then they're both also free of like any no ingredients. So they're both clean brands. No weird added fillers, no refined sugars, no GMOs, no phthalates. Basically any of the stuff that you wouldn't want to put on your skin, you also wouldn't want to ingest into your body. And so both of these collagen options don't have that. And for anyone who just joined, we're chatting a little bit about 2 different collagen options that I really, really love. Of course, with like any sort of wellness product, it really is up to you whether you feel like that's something that you need. For me, collagen is a part of my daily wellness ritual because I need to ensure that I'm getting a good amount of protein into my diet, as well as like support my bone health, which I know as a woman is like particularly important. And for kind of just my skincare goals, it goes hand in hand. But always think through like what you actually want to do and what makes you feel good. I would say with collagen, you also will start to like notice if it's benefiting you with your skin. I don't know if you would feel the difference in your bones, but one added benefit for collagen that I forgot to mention before is that it helps with your hair. So I have super dry, brittle hair. So another reason I have collagen every single day is to kind of help with my skin's hydration and dullness as well. Does it make your hair grow faster? So to make your hair grow faster, typically what you're going to want to take is biotin. So biotin is kind of another wellness or supplement ingredient that helps with your hair health. Collagen typically will help your hair grow stronger and healthier, and then something like biotin will help kind of like increase the rate of your hair growth. I do have a couple products with biotin that I like. I've tried a lot of like vitamin gummies that I love, and also like gummy vitamins are always kind of the best because then you're also getting a gummy in. But I do like a couple different hair vitamin companies. So if you want to chat about this offline, Jack, I can send you some recommendations. But I would say collagen is really great for supporting the hair health and kind of helps with overall shine and healthiness, and like the same way you would think about skincare elasticity, which is like how quickly your hair bounces back, or sorry, your skin would bounce back from damage, or bounce back from wrinkles, and kind of with like the plumpness, a similar thing with hair. So it'll kind of help keep it hydrated, keep it healthy, keep it shiny and looking nice, the same way it helps your skin with some glow. And then now I'm going to just shift into our last product. So we just talked a little bit about two really awesome collagen options. One is the Vital Proteins matcha collagen, which is delicious, and I'm sipping on it right now. And then the other is the very versatile marine collagen from Kofo. As I mentioned, collagen has so many wonderful benefits, but primarily it helps with your bone support, your hair health, your skin health. And then the Vital Proteins one has the added benefit of the matcha, which is rich in antioxidants. But both of them are also a really great source of protein. And then the last company I'm going to talk about, which is a little different than these two products, but something that I consider to be in wellness, is creating an environment that makes you feel good and makes you happy. I could have all of the right foods. I don't drink milk, so for me, collagen is a better option. I am a little lactose intolerant, so I usually have non-dairy options. But like Jack said, who needs milk when you can have collagen to help your healthy bones? But as I was saying, for me, part of wellness and my like daily wellness rituals, a huge part of that is creating an environment that makes me feel really good and that I can be productive and happy and feel like I'm thriving in. And even if I had like all the perfect foods and everything I needed in that sense, if I was in an environment that didn't make me feel happy and comfortable, it would also be really hard to feel like I am at my best. So for me, it's just having things in my spaces that make me feel good and make me happy and make me feel relaxed. So I'm going to talk a little bit about PF Candle Company. I actually am burning one right now. I have my lavender candle going because it's the one I had open. I'll send PF Candle Co. right now in the audience, so you should be able to take a look. But PF Candle Co. is a super, super amazing candle company. I think one of my favorite things about them, they're US based, they're out of LA. Yes, they're such a great brand. I'm so glad you guys are familiar with them. They have so many like amazing fragrances, but one thing that I really, really like about them is their affordable prices. So I think there's so many amazing candle companies out there, but a lot of them are really expensive, and I think everyone deserves to have a nice candle that doesn't have like bad for you ingredients or things that are bad to breathe in their homes without it being at like a super high cost. So PF Candle Co. uses 100% US based soy wax, and they don't add in anything gross, no phthalates, and they're cruelty free and they're vegan, which typically could give you like a really, really, really high price point. But something that they focus on is making that while these ingredients might be a little bit more expensive, they kind of pass on the savings to the consumer to make sure that you can get a really, really beautiful candle that's good for you and isn't going to harm you at a really, really good price. And also a reminder that If you buy anything from the live today, during the live or up to 30 minutes after, you will get 15% off. With Kofo, they donate some of their sales every single quarter to a couple organizations that focus on sustainability and community like sustainability efforts. But also super cool, you will get that discount if you do choose to buy anything today. But with PF Candle Co., I just really, really value that ethos of making sure that although these could be like priced at a much more premium price for a really beautiful candle with clean ingredients that are vegan, and they use sustainable glass packaging, which is incredible. So at the end of this burn, and this will last a really long time, I don't know like the exact hours on the burn, but I almost blew it out. I kind of always have a candle going pretty much at all times of day while I'm working. I just like how it makes me my environment feel. I chose lavender today to help me relax while I'm on the live. But they burn a good amount of time. I'm sure on their website it says like exactly how long each size like burns for. I think it's I'm sure it's a very long time. But the glass packaging is super cool because you can either recycle it. Glass is like one of the easiest things to recycle, along with like a tin, like a metal tin. But so it's really easy to recycle if you don't want it. But it's also the nice thing about these is that they come with a lid, like a mason jar lid, and then afterwards, after you burn it, you can rinse it out and keep it as a storage jar or use it for anything you want. I like putting jewelry in it or pencils. Yes, I'd still use pencils, or seashells or anything like that. Is it a really strong fragrance? So I wouldn't say it's a super strong fragrance. It's not one of those candles that's going to give you a headache if you burn it for too long. Like random, I have chronic migraines, and strong fragrances is like a really quick trigger for me. So anything that's like a really strong, overwhelming fragrance, or potentially has any like negative fragrance ingredients in it, like phthalates, or anything that's like not super good to breathe in, like will pretty much immediately give me a migraine. And what I really like about these is they have kind of like a soft release of the fragrance that doesn't kind of like hit you like that wave when you walk into a store like Abercrombie and it just smells like so strong and your like brain can't handle it. So a really nice thing about these is it's not like overwhelmingly strong, but it definitely will linger in the house and add like a nice fragrance if you're looking for something kind of to like leave a lasting scent in the house. So I would say it has kind of like a really mild, nice burn to the fragrance. And they have so many different fragrances, which is really nice. So you can kind of go for some classic fragrances that you might be familiar with, whether that's lavender or patchouli or sandalwood, depending on what kind of things. They have citrus ones as well, depending on what you like. And then they also have some really beautiful blends. So the LA candle is like a blend of some, beautiful ingredients, where they have this new like sunrise sunset collection that's super cool. They also have some diffusers and some I think it's called essential oils. There we go. The ones with the sticks that they like soak up this fragrance. So there's a couple different ways that you can choose to kind of have the fragrance diluted. A candle will kind of pack a quicker punch, and then a diffuser will kind of slowly diffuse fragrance into the air. I personally like candles, and like I said, they're not too strong or going to give you a headache, which I really, really appreciate from them. So it's a super cool brand. So I just spoke about 3 brands that I'm really loving. For me, wellness products is super important just to make sure that I can just be productive and feel healthy throughout the day. And, wellness means so many different things to so many different people. But for me, it's both putting things that make me feel good into my body, whether that's a supplement or a vitamin or anything like that. And it's also creating an environment that makes me feel like I can be at my best. So something like a candle or an essential oil that can help relax me or put me in a good mindset or mood is a big part of that as well. So we talked about the Vital Proteins Matcha Collagen. We talked about the Kofo Provisions Marine Collagen, and so that's unflavored, as well as PF Candle Co., which is such a great brand. And I hope you guys learned something new today and found hopefully a brand or product that you love. But thank you so much to everyone who joined. And just a reminder that you will get a discount until basically 7:30 PST if you choose to buy anything from the live today, which is super awesome. And if you choose to buy anything from COFO Provisions, you will be helping donate to some of those organizations that they're working with, which is super cool. But thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you next week the same time. I will be talking about some of my favorites that I've covered in the past couple weeks for anyone who hasn't been able to join. I'll be revisiting the skincare that I spoke about last week with Indy Lee, and then I'll also talk about some of these products. Again, if you guys enjoyed it, let me know, so I can kind of put together my program for next week, and maybe I'll revisit some of my fashion favorites as well. But thank you so much, everyone, and we'll talk soon and see each other next week. Bye. Thank you.